Today I'm finally going to be talking about my experience with being stalked at University of Arizona. The door, it was closed and it looked closed. It pushed open, so it hadn't actually latched. When I went in the room, all of Amy's sheets and comforters were on the floor. The person who had been leaving us stuff had been in our room. Let me pause. When I was leaving, I saw Amy's ID card and her keys in the room. And I remember being like, what's going on? We all ran upstairs to the third floor to tell Amy's boyfriend what happened. Got him, had a whole posse with us, knocked on the RA's door. She wasn't answering, she wasn't home, which was weird because she's like a homebody, but whatever. So what ended up happening was when Amy showers, and I didn't know this at this point, when Amy showered, so that she wouldn't have to bring her ID card and key with her every single time, she would close the door so that it looked like it was closed. But again, that latch for the doorknob, the latch for the door wasn't actually locked, so anyone could come in or out. Lauren, the RA, finally did show back up. She called the police immediately so that they could, come do a full report. When we all went back into the room and looked around and saw what had been done, if there was any damage, I noticed immediately that my Panasonic camcorder, it cost me $900, was gone. Miffed doesn't even begin to cover it. Amy also, where she kept her loose cash, was also gone. And so because of the value of my camera in combination with her cash, it changed the charge from a misdemeanor burglary to a felony because of the amount of things that were stolen. This kind of shook me up a little bit. It's one thing when someone is very non-confrontational and they have to slip letters under your door to talk to you. This mother had the balls to wait for both of us to be occupied, squirrel into the room, take a bunch of and leave. The door looked closed. I even put my key in it. No one else would have known that it wasn't truly closed unless they'd been surveying it or unless it was a door that they regularly tried to open. I didn't really ride my bike a whole lot, so it could have been the same night. A few days later, my bike tires had also been slashed. And sure enough, within a few weeks, letter number 5 came through. To the two girls in room 106. I literally love how you're both calling what happened a break-in. But I didn't break in. I walked in. Of all the stupidity Famous has rubbed off on Amy, being gone for God knows how long with door open is by far the dumbest. When you're too insecure to break up with the most annoying child of a boyfriend, the truth hurts, but not as much as my next move towards the dumb of the room. Sincerely, a GG resident with a new camera! P.S. I was wrong about Starbucks. Call this a formal apology, if you will. I mean, you are still walking on thin ice. Someone is fiery at the chance of catching me. Good luck, Ray. And yeah, it was kind of common knowledge that I was livid about my camera. $900 is a lot of money when you don't have any. It's a lot of money when you do have money. And this last part, apparently I'm filming on my iPhone because my camera is giving up. Despite having tried filming this 7 times before, I am not letting this one get by me. This slit my bike tires, and I don't know why, but that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So at this point, because of everything that had happened, because there was the theft, the RAs finally felt like it was time, okay, we're done playing. It's time to actually do something productive because this isn't funny anymore. At this point in time, they moved us to La Paz, one dorm down from Graham Greenlee. So we were in the process of moving to La Paz. Here really is the arc of the things that went wrong with this person. This was really truly the point where it went from kind of funny, kind of crazy, kind of creepy to someone who really wants to get to us. I was in the shower. There are lights that control the bathroom stall area, and there are lights that control just the shower area. There's a main area, a bench, hooks to hold towels, and then the individual shower stalls, which you know, you don't open the curtains if someone's using. I was showering in there. I heard somebody come in to go to the bathroom. They went to the bathroom, and then they turned out the lights over the stalls, which is kind of common. It happened about 50% of the time. Usually it was just someone who forgot that there was someone in the shower, but it wasn't a big deal because, again, we had that overhead light for the shower area itself. And all of a sudden, the lights in the shower area went out. And even though, like, logically, you know, no one's gonna do anything that crazy because it's a building full of people, in that moment, the fight or flight response that everyone always talks about, instant. I grabbed my razor and a shampoo bottle, and I could have given a shit. I was really ready to start just kicking and doing whatever I could to get this person to f*** off. I heard the curtain open in the shower stall next to mine. Yeah, it was a little bit concerning. Nothing happened. The person didn't open my personal shower stall. I heard them scurry out of the room. It became real for me, and I realized, like, this isn't a thing of somebody non-confrontationally writing letters or even going in our rooms. Yeah, that's bold, but there's absolutely no contact with us still. And having that experience where they were bold enough to turn off the lights just to freak me out like that, it got the job done. It freaked me out. The very next day, we were like getting ready to move all of our stuff into La Paz. Amy and I got a knock on our door, and it was an RA. It was an RA. Both the RA from our building who lived next door and an RA from a different building, we were like really close friends. They just held up this soaking wet, almost tearing apart piece of paper. Another student in our hallway had gone to the bathroom, and the shower was on and the curtain was closed, so she didn't want to take a risk of like opening it in case there was someone in there. Evidently, she came back and told Lauren, like, hey, something was kind of weird. Shower was running, the curtain was closed, but no one's stuff was in there. You know, there wasn't flip-flops, there wasn't a towel, there wasn't keys. Usually you bring all that with you. What this person had done, this same person who did all the stuff to us, they had taken paper towels and toilet paper, stuffed the drain itself, the same stall that I was in the night before. That was stuffed. They then put plastic bags over that, and they flooded out the bathroom. And steamed onto the wall was this piece of paper that originally said, "Do I have your attention now?" Handwritten, same handwriting. Yeah. So they moved us to La Paz in a separate room. We were in La Paz, I really want to say, for maybe like a day. The presidents of housing on campus, or some, I don't even remember the title, honestly. They wanted to speak to us immediately. My roommate and I got ready, had this meeting with these directors, presidents, whatever they were. And they pretty much told us that this is not a joke anymore. Your lives are at stake right now. Like, we haven't caught this person yet. There's nothing to suggest that we'll catch them before something rash happens. They pretty much told us, you can tell no one, but we are going to put you in a secret apartment on campus. Oh my God. So if you go down past AZSO, past, what's it called? Coronado. Right next to Coronado, there's this building on the corner. It kind of like, it just kind of looks like an extension of Coronado. It doesn't really look anything, it just looks like this building. Inside of that building, on the 3rd floor, there's a secret apartment. It is a fully furnished 2-bedroom suite with a full kitchen island, patio, balcony, TV. It was fully furnished, beds and couches and all of that fun stuff. And they said, this is where you're gonna live now. Nobody can know you're here. And that's what we did. They were like, we want you to make people believe you live in La Paz. Absolutely nobody is to come into this apartment except for you two. There's 3 levels of security clearance, 1 swipe at the front door, 1 for the elevator, and a key and a swipe to get into the actual room itself. So we lived happily ever after, right? And that was the end of it, and that's the end of the story. The very last thing that happened. Like I said, 3 levels of security clearance, right? So No one knocks on our door. Nobody comes into our building, and nobody can hear or see us, and we don't really hear and see them. Unless, of course, we are on the balcony. And then, you know, howdy, how you doing? It was really late at night. It was probably past midnight. Amy and I were watching Mulan and eating Ben and Jerry's in the front room. And all of a sudden, we had a knock on our front door. That same feeling that I got when the lights went out in the bathroom, same exact thing. We just kind of looked at each other, and the knocking persisted, and then the handle started to shake. And so I was ready. I scurried up to the door and I opened it, and it was the police. They were very surprised to see us there. They were kind of taken aback, and at that point I was like, you know, what are you doing here? Evidently, somebody had called campus police with the exact coordinates, not of Coronado, but of the building that we were in. The one that's nameless, completely separate, doesn't even show up on the university campus map. Someone had given the police those exact coordinates, told them that one of the girls, I think they said someone had gone on a date and they wanted a wellness check so that we would know somebody was watching out for us. The feeling of just like, it's so difficult to deal with feeling helpless. When you have hopped from dorm to dorm and put up, sponsored by the university, in a secret apartment just to keep you safe and happy and probably so we wouldn't sue the university, it feels like absolute. And as much as I can joke about it and talk about it because it's funny, frankly it is funny, some of the things that this person did were truly entertaining. I also don't want people to think I'm incredibly nonchalant about it, because if I'm being honest, there were times that I sat watching the front door until 5 in the morning. And I'm not trying to get emotional about it, but I mean, honestly, you guys, I did not sleep for half of the second semester. And part of it was out of the desire to catch this person. I wanted nothing more than to have them slip a note under right as I was there watching, open up the door, and just get them. And just say why. It wasn't about hurting this person back. Well, it was about getting my camera back, because it was also just wanting an answer. Even to this day, I still don't understand what the purpose of any of it was. Was it just like a bored housewife type of student who wasn't making friends and needed a hobby? It was an answer that I just always wanted and I haven't gotten. So if you're a stalker who stalked someone, leave in the comments below why you stalked them. Honestly, y'all, I wouldn't be surprised if I get like a letter sent to my apartment next week. You just think you're so popular. Classic. Are you still in high school? So whatever. So yeah, that was my stalking experience my entire freshman year at the University of Arizona. I hope this video was like, I don't know, it's not helpful, it's just straight up story time. If you are someone who is experiencing anything like this, and you think it's kind of funny and it's like, oh, it's nonchalant, it might be right now, but as you can see, it starts with that and it does progress, because I said the same thing. It's a college campus. I live surrounded by other people. There are people coming in constantly in my dorm. I live next to the RA, and it didn't matter. When someone has a goal and they want to be a person to you and want to ruin your life, they're going to achieve their goal. So honey, you got to achieve your goal right back. Do everything in your power to make sure they can't get to you. Although this has not been the most uplifting video, thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you made it till the end. Hit that little subscribe button and the notification bell next to it. I would love to hear your guys' input, so whether it's DMing me or leaving it in the comments down below, let me know what you'd like to see. Thank you so much for sticking with me. As we've established, fame is the dream, infamy is the reality. Bye, you guys. Oh my God. Would you go away, dude? Like, legally,